Hey everybody, this is me, Las Vegas Teddy here, and welcome back to more Let's Play of Mario Party Island Tour. So last time we did time attack mode, and then I had a pretty better record from my counterpart, and today we're gonna be showing you what minigames I've not shown you for this playthrough. So I think we've got about 17 minigames I've not shown you in this playthrough, even though I wasn't going to show you the puzzle minigames or the extras, but turned out due to the fact that I think it's probably a waste of time for me, I think. But anyways. So the first minigame we've not seen is Upselling Anterix. Upselling down a cliff while avoiding bushes by jumping over them. So you simply push one button and that's the A button. So, you know, very much like in the other Slim Kirby Let's Plays of any other Mario Party games, well, I'm going to be doing the usual bit for, showing what minigames we've not played yet in the entire playthrough, because, you remember in how, again, in the other playthroughs of Mario Party where, I don't know why, these other toys, or the other toys thinking that, they kept on confusing, like, what minigames we've not shown in the entire playthroughs, and, that's all there is to it. So this is a particular racing minigame. Basically, if someone reaches in first place, whoever wins. And Daisy had a really tough time with Luigi because Luigi made it there first from her. And that's all there is to it though. However, there's one particular minigame I could not show to you guys, and that is Starlight Show. Starlight Show is basically a voice minigame, but we're talking anything else, let's head up to the next new minigame. Mind over matter mouth. Try to survive as long as possible without falling through the floor. This one, also known as Tragic Kirby Ride. I did not mention the first minigame we've ever shown you in the USA version on the first minigame. For that Roper Slope is actually called in North America in the minigame I shown you in the beginning of the video. And yeah, I think this one also known as Tragic Kirby Ride because of the car bit we're right now, and we've not seen Mattermouth for ever since Super Mario Galaxy 2 came out because, well, you know, those enemies, well, first appearance in Super Mario Galaxy 2. And then one annoying thing about if you get hit by that the Matter Mouse, well, turned out you actually get knockbacks, which that's what I always do is in the old school games, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah. Alright, so next minigame I'm not showing you yet is Squish Kuburb. Dodge the spike pillars as long as possible. That's it. Anyway, so basically you avoid the spike pillars from ever since Super Mario 3D Land because of the airship fortresses, for example. Like, well, these spike pillars will go like this, and then while they did that, while they attack you, well then that's basically you be out of this minigame. So yeah. Oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez, oh jeez. Yeah, you can't be like risky for this. If the opponent's trying to push you off in the entire arena, then you will manage to kick those computer opponents' asses or whatever when you're trying to push them off as long as you can. But anyway, that's Squippish Kuburb. But anyway. But anyway, so that's it for this one. So now let's move on to the next one, which is Strike a Career. This one also known as Zyberphone Home in the USA version. Hit the keys with the right timing to get the musical notes. This feels more like a rock band or some sort of like Guitar Hero kind of syndrome, and basically, it's all about timing the notes, like perfect timing and something like that. If you time it just a little bit too late, you get 1 point, and if you time it just right, then you get 2 extra points. So, I'm actually good at this minigame because I like somewhat timing minigames as far as I'm concerned. But even though I am... oh, shit. Anyway... even though as you already saw, I used to have, or we used to have DJ Hero 2, but I have not played that for a longer while because well, some other mini games I've just been playing. And that was Strike a Career. It's not a bad minigame, it's just that I wasn't paying attention anyway. But very simple in Yuki's Pie, but that I grasp. And also, much like the ones in Wii Party, especially Wii Party U, if you're in free play, when you're in the same position as from the other player, you don't force you to use the tiebreaker minigame. But anyway, Scaredy Flat. Squish the Scaredy rats by ground pounding them. So yes, as I mentioned this to you, in the Bowser's Castle playthrough, I did not show this to you guys in the Bowser's Castle playthrough because, my god, sometimes when I was trying to show you the new minigame, I was going to show this off, but again, I would like to show you guys to that, but turned out the relic block doesn't want to let me to, or sometimes it appears randomly. But yeah. So yes, regular Scaredy rats will give you 1 point, and then a golden ones will actually worth you 3. And for some reason, I had a really somewhat, a pretty cheap time by just like, although if you ground pound these Scaredy rats for like 2 rats at once, for 1 ground pound anyway, you'll be getting like, let's say about a few more points, more number. And yeah, that's all about this minigame it is. It kind of reminds me like Royal Rumpus from Mario Party 7, but except it's Scaredy rats rather than Goomans and stuff. Alright, Scary Spotlight. Move the system once more. Win points by shining your lights on the papers as long as you can. So yes, one last motion controlled minigame, ladies and gentlemen. We only got one more motion control to deal with, and then the majority of minigames we're going to be showing you off is, well, without motion control, so I'm glad about that. Alright, so let's get on with it. So basically, if you shine the ghosts about a few times, although it has like, I think there's about 3 hits detection, that's how they defeated by those, so, yeah, even though, once again, this one is pretty much exactly the same as from, Seaside Snapshot. I mean, it forces you to, like, do, like, a 360-degree turn, although, at the same time, I'm not very good at this one. It's just the fact that the motion controls can really broke you, sometimes. But luckily enough, I got 1 point off from Luigi. But anyway, so that's Scary Spotlight. No need to look at the motion controls now, so let's focusing on the simple ones. Alright, so the next minigame we're about to show you is Who is Who. This one also known as Color Connection. Change as many tiles to your color as you can and get more than your opponents. This one is very similar to the ones in Light Speed in Mario Party 7, because although this time around there's only 4 players, although depending on if you ever how many opponents you want to play as for when this minigame involved, like it's kind of like that, but except 4 players or somewhere. Well, it's not dual games this time, but instead it's just free for all or general minigames. But that I guess. That's Who is Who, and yeah, it's a pretty nice looking minigame. Kinda like Light Speed as it once in Mario Party 7, except you move around with the analog stick this time rather than like do it horizontally or do it vertical way. But anyway, next minigame we're not seeing is Cherry on the Cake. This one also known as Top This in the USA version. Decorate the cake with your fruit on the pink icing spots. Now this one, you basically, it's kind of like Sugar Rush from Mario Party 8, but except it's on the 3DS system, and also you have the usage of the stylus. Or with Mario Party 9, announcer guy, and as well as voice clips. And also, as far as the names concerned for these minigame wise between the USA version or the UK version or the PAL version, I should say. I might prefer the PAL version names rather than the US versions, to be honest with you guys, because for example, this minigame it calls it in Europe, it calls it cherry on the cake, but in the USA version it calls it top this, which I don't think that makes much more sense to me. But at least I call this cherry on the cake because, let's be honest, it makes sense for me. Yeah, that's cherry of the cake. Pretty simple and self-explanatory for that minigame to begin with, but at least if you ever do this on Master Mode, my god, you might get, you're not gonna get a very good spots to deal with. But anyways, staring artists. Take a look at the consolutions on the upper screen. Try recreate them by drawing lines between the stars. So yes, it's pretty much a dot-to-dot minigame, and it's been a while we've ever seen these consolutions since Mario Party 9, because you remember back in Mario Party 9, right? Well, it has like some stars involved, and basically, yeah, because of the well, Mario Party 9 storyline is all about mini stars and etc. But well, as for collectibles anyway, speaking of collectibles, in the between the differences between Mario Party 9 and this, is that on this one is actually collectibles of bubbles, but in the Mario Party 9, the only collectibles you can actually get is consolutions. So that's probably the case for this right here. So yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing yet. Anyway. I'll take a fourth, whatever. I just found that I think it was Piranha-Plant, I think. I always have a terrible time just about to recreate the Piranha-Plant consolution. I was like, what the hell? But anyway, that's for that, and what's the minigame should we? No, we're not going to the boss fights, and because I already guys shown you guys for that, so let's move on to Rabbit's Roundup. Catch the rabbits and put them into the enclosure. This one also known as Hair Today in the USA version. So for this one, it's basically you grab as many rabbits as far as you possibly can, and then when you grab most of them, then whoever collects the most wins. And that's how the general is for this minigame, and very much like the ones in Hen Party, rather than like getting away and stuff, instead you like insert these rabbits inside the this little center part, and then when you grab the yellow rabbits, it gives you like 3 points. That's what Daisy's already gotten. And yeah, that's for regular rabbits that give you like usual 1 point. But yeah, that was Rabbit Roundup, and the next minigame we're going to be seeing is Great Bars of Fire, which I believe, so for myself, which, yeah, the Great Bars of Fire. Duck and jump to avoid being fried by the spinning fire bars. So yeah, you have to use the D-pad down as well as the A button. That's what it shows on this preview. So, this minigame is pretty nice and generic if you get your timing just right, but when you first try to play this game, you have to watch out for these fireballs until when they decide, like, although it's pretty tricky if you ever do this on Master with difficult computer opponents, because if you ever like do it like a faster timing, oh my god, you will lose a life plenty of times, or lose your health bars every now and then. But anyway. For that, it's pretty nice and generic. But anyways, let's move on to Can't Feel Me. This one almost stop the meter at 100. The meter will be hidden while filling up, so you have to guess when it hits at the right moment. Or amount, I should say. This one also known as Feel Me Once in the USA version. And basically, you have to guess which arrow does it might get to 100. Oh, I'm in the fastest one. I think that's a correct answer for me. So some people mentioning that the speed timing looks different if you ever depend on if you ever revisiting this minigame, when you like just trying to get 100 in like a higher amount. But it doesn't matter if you ever had a mistake or anything. It's all about reflexes, all about timing, and as far as memory goes, that's practically about it. Oh, Daisy and Bowser Jr. in 3rd place. How generic, or weirdly enough, strangely. Alright, so we only got about a few minigames left. So what do we have next? So we had Hook, Line, and Cheep Cheep. This one also known as Cheapers Keepers. Then yeah, push the display button as many times as you put before the time runs out. The more you press, the more Cheep Cheeps you catch. It almost sounds like a long-ish title thing, like, yeah. So my preview record for this one is 86. Jeez, 86 timing presses. The first one is B, and I got 16. So this minigame is all about tapping buttons rapidly because depending on if in each round, like for instance, if it were originally you might think A button will actually have to press the A button rapidly to a few times more another. I'm actually really good button mashing. Like I did play this on my own time, like few times actually for this particular game. The more records I get, I think I got about 86 timing presses. I wish I can get either 100 or more, but just the simple fact is, well, I don't think I can get those in time, or get those in each round. But anyway, that's Hook, Line, and Cheep Cheep. It's pretty interesting name. Strangely enough, for that cheap keepers and whatever when before I talk anything else. Next is Hot Shot in 1. Hit the balls at the target, you get the number of points displayed on every target you hit. This one also known as Drive for Show. This minigame kind of reminds me like Hot Shots from Mario Party DS, except unlike Mario Party DS Hot Shots, you rather like hitting these number targets this time rather than the Bowser or especially Kamek, or especially don't hit the Toadette system, because if you hit the negative numbers, well that's how you suggestly you get negative points. So avoid the negative points like -5 for example. I'm actually really good at this minigame because look at my point count. I've only got about 280 points. I mean, wow, jeez, that was a massive point value I had. Yeah, that was pretty fun. That's pretty fun. I like it. It's pretty cool for the most part. Alright, so next minigame, what you guys already did not show you, is Dodge and Drive. Bash the other player's hovercraft to knock them over the edge. This minigame almost exactly similar as Bumper Trouble from Bumper to Bumper from Mario Party 7 as from 8-player minigame, but unlike that, is you're using the analog stick by just like slightly tilt the circle pad rather than yeah. Oh jeez. And weirdly enough, we're actually on the top of the tower of the instant park, which or like a fun park for that matter. So yeah, this one is kind of fun. It's all about like survival minigames and stuff like that. But anyway, that's for that, and only 2 more minigames, and then we're pretty much done with this playthrough. Pretty much for the sake of it, that matter, really. So you guys already saw those, so let's move on to Grasshopper Long. Navigate your mechanical grasshopper. Yeah, isn't that the same instructions as I saw in the time attack mode? Yeah, I think so. So basically, you saw that in time attack mode. Basically, you just pull back in the analog stick and I hit the same rock as last time and the ones hit down before. Oh, Jesus Christ. Although the chords don't change too much about it, it just gets like the same setup as from previously, but just gonna have to be keep an eye on your toes for these objects and what have you, and yeah. As for my record time with this one, it's actually 19 seconds to 86 milliseconds. So yeah. Even though I was going to show you the AR card mechanic mini games for this extras, but well, I did, you guys already saw these videos in the other YouTube channels out there, but, I'm sorry guys, but I'm probably not going to cover those, unfortunately, so I'm definitely sorry for this, guys. I'm sorry. Final minigame, Skyde and Seek. The minigame, I was not very good at it. Koopa Troopers and Goopa Troopers fly into the out of this cloud, keeping track how much are left in the cloud at the end. So this one is very much exactly the same as hide and sketch, except unlike that, although you still have the same mechanic, take notes for example, but this time around you have to count like how many paratroopers as well as paragoomers they actually have left. So I just need to keep an eye on keep an eye on concentration on here. Ooh, it's gonna be tough, but again, you might lose your concentrate every now and then if you ever, like, have no idea what these actually coming. Like, there was gonna be more of these paratroopers, and especially paragoomers involved. Like, I mean, Jesus, I just like, well, I don't know what the hell I was going to be paying attention to. And, afterwards, you're gonna have to guess how much, Goombas or paratroopers they actually found in the cloud. And, wow, I got 4 points. That's pretty nice. Have I got it right on that one? Ah! Well, at least the other guy, or at least the other opponent's really bad. But, at least I got 1 point anyway. So yeah, and everyone lost, except for me, because I'm the number 1. So I think I have to finish off this entire video already. So next time on Let's Play Mario Party Island Tour, we're about to conclude the epilogue for this entire playthrough, and we'll show you the collectibles. And after the collectibles, then we're pretty much done. So see you guys then. Later, folks.